recycling and reusing.
So what do you think about sustainability for Hawaii?
Keeping Hawaii together, right?
Job security is one. Like keeping the business, within Hawaii instead of going outside of Hawaii. Making everything resourceful.
Sustain your rights if you can.
All right.
It means for a set of circumstances that you believe in, that you want it to continue for a period of time into the future, and you'll do those things that are required today to make sure it endures in the future.
Making sure that your property doesn't deplete, that you're able to grow a crop over and over again.
Sustainability, I guess to grow your own vegetables, try to live green, self-sustaining, right? Like everything goes in a cycle. So what you use, give back, and try to use as much with natural products, not too much manufactured goods. And
sustainability, it's all contingent on what you want to sustain.
Something that we need to take care of. We have to sustain. It's sustainable. Example, agriculture, we have to promote replanting of our own local food. So we don't base on food that they import. We have to sustain our own economy, development, continuity. But it has to start in our local community and with our leaders. Sustainability. Very important words. Thank you.
What does sustainable mean to me? It means kind of less is more, using less and getting more, recycling, being kind to the planet.
Sustainability. Yes. Being self-sufficient. Yes. Yeah. Using natural resources such as the sun to do everyday things.
probably being self-sufficient and being able to produce all of our food and not relying so much on imports.
That means to not take from the land what we don't need.
You know, it's become an overused word. And so I bet when you ask that question, most people don't know. But sustain, you go back to the root word sustain, that means you kind of can make do with what you have.
When a body, a land, let's say for example, Hawaii, is able to sustain its own population, for example, growing their own vegetables, fruits, the water sustains them. Sustainability is something that's in, well, there's a lot to it.
Able to function as on a long-term basis.
I mean, it means life. It means growing your own food and thinking about the environment and about aloha aina.
To me, it means not taking more than is needed so that you would have more for later.
Yeah, I think it's to continue on in a similar way to how it is now.
And you?
Yeah, I guess I'd say like finding an equilibrium, finding, mass in, mass out. Like we need to adjust our, I guess, consumerism to match what's available in the environment and find more of a balance.
I try not to drive a car if I don't have to.
Terrific, I see that.
I try not to use too much water. Right now I gotta go deliver flyers for the Hawaii Bicycling League's Century Ride, which is to help encourage people to get on their bikes and not drive so much.
Something being able to be used without being destroyed in the process. It can be a system that can run by itself. I guess it depends on what exactly you're referring to, but...
Do you practice sustainability in any way?
I guess environmentally, I'm not a good example today because I'm using a plastic bag, but we're trying to use paper and sustainable materials more.
Well, I suppose that we
are able to conserve our resources. I'm concerned that a lot of our agricultural lands are being eaten up by development. I'm not sure that is a good thing for Hawaii.
We can continue to grow and not destroy the world we live in. You know, not leaving stuff on, water and electricity and stuff like that, you know, when you're not using it, little as possible, and reusing as much as you can. I think Hawaii made the right move in going to reusable bags instead of paper, and I really appreciate that.
Well, it means taking care of the environment and the aina and making sure that we can continue forward and grow what we need to grow and still preserve the environment.
Sustainability means that we can reuse whatever resources we have and keep on using them over and over again, basically sustaining the energy that we have, whatever resources we have. I practice sustainability by recycling as much things as we can recycle. Everything from plastics to aluminum to actually, cutting down on our total energy cost of gasoline, using PV, solar power, wherever we can to not use the fossil fuels, which is a limited resource. Actually, all resources are limited, but to maximize the things that we have, the resources that we have are much more available than we will have in the future.
Sustainability means to me is like you'll be able to use all your resources effectively.
Sustainability, the capability to maintain status quo. Family stability, you want sustainability with family, you want sustainability with financially.
I guess sustainability is being able to, operate without taking. It's like an equal. You put in and what you get out. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with her that it's not depleting resources, more renewable and reusing and not depleting or taking away.
Kind of being most efficient with your resources. That can be recycling, that can be in excess waste, that can be in efficiencies in labor and energy. I mean, sustainability is just optimizing all your resources to me. Try not to be inefficient at home or at work, I guess. I'm trying to make sure I use as least amount of paper as possible, and when I'm printing two-sided I can, and less color, try not to have a lot of excess.
How do I practice recycling and not having a car and that's a really good question. I don't know. So I'm reducing my carbon footprint, as some would say. So yeah, bus or walk.
That means just, providing for the future.